What is with this X symbol that's appearing everywhere? What is going on? We're going to talk about a few things. Please stay with me. Okay. First of all, I have to say thank you to everybody. Everybody for your comments, for meeting up with me. Richard Baker, marvelous person. Wow. I'm meeting many people now. The point is to awaken people up, that's all I want to do. And remember, when I do videos showing archaeology, it's to strengthen the faith, so you can see that the Bible is true. You know what's going on here, that's what the Bible says. So that's all. And when I do videos like this, Elon Musk, or what's going on here with eclipses, style eschatology, end times teaching. But I'm not a teacher. I'm not teaching anything. When I do this kind of videos, is because we are heading for the end of times, and the Bible warned us about many things to watch out. And when you start seeing strange things, you know, I put it out just for people to open their eyes and what's going on here, just to be on the alert, all this stuff. None of the things that I'm showing, I'm saying that this is that, I've said many things. I've said about the eclipse of Donald Trump, of this and that, and it's always, what if it could be this, or what if it could be that, I put all the information that I'm getting. I see many videos of end times of many people. I just lay down on the sofa, and just listen. Many of them are funny, but many of them really leaves me scratching. And what I do, I get all the information there. And I start praying. What is it? What maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's this. You know. So this is why I do this kind of videos. Okay, especially I know I talk about my country, but my country is a really small country, and I know God is raising ambassadors in every single country of the world. So I have to do my duty in my country. Okay, so it's just to keep people on the alert. There are many people that follow this and watch many stuff of this, but many people are completely lost when I talk to them about this stuff. So that's my reason. Okay, and believe me, let's talk because I'm gonna show you. It's very curious, coincidence. What's up with this X? What's going on with this X? What? Let's have a look. Okay, let's have a look about this. This is X. That solar eclipse that makes an X. Elon Musk with a SpaceX, now changing Twitter to X. Madonna with a new album Madame X. Let's see what's going on. Let's see about this disease. Uh, First of all, I've been seeing a Bible teacher called Nelson Walters. I think his name is. Okay. And something got to do with the white horse of Revelation. I heard him say something today that, wow, wait a minute. Actually, I've said many times and warned many times about the World Health Organization and the United Nations. Okay. But when he said the stuff he said, wow, I'm going to show you. Okay. Let's see about this disease. What is the World Health Organization warning us about? What is this going on? Okay, let's see.
Now let's focus on something else that kills people, disease. Specifically, let's talk about what's concerning the World Health Organization. Disease X, the next pandemic. This isn't a specific disease, it's a warning about the future. The WHO says that another pandemic will definitely come. Disease X, whatever it is, may be worse than the Wuhan virus, and the world needs to be prepared. And the WHO is right, because this disease X may not be too far away. In fact, it may be closer and more familiar to us than expected. Earlier this month, the WHO had declared that the Wuhan virus was no longer a public health emergency, but it had warned people not to become complacent. It was still out there, mutating, biding its time. It had the potential to strike back. So could it be that the Wuhan virus has actually returned as the dreaded disease X? because the cases are rising again, back where it all began, China.
Did she say the dragon disease? X? Dragon?
A report.
The annual World Health Assembly is taking place in Geneva. It comes just
Right. You see this crown here? Okay. This has got to do with this white horse of Revelation that I'm going to show you a while. Let's just take a look about this X, you know? What's going on with this letter X? What meaning does it have?
weeks after the World Health Organization said the Wuhan virus is no longer a public health emergency.
Yeah.
That was earlier this month. But at the time, the WHO warned the world not to become complacent.
The worst thing any country could do now is to use this news as a reason to let down its guard, to dismantle the system.
Well, he's talking about what could come. Don't get so comfortable. That's what they're saying, you know. In Sky News, it's also the same. They're saying the same. See, this is X. UK scientists begin developing vaccines against new pandemics. This is X. X obviously has a meaning that means unknown. So it can be like an unknown disease, you know. In Roman numbers, it's number 10. But I'm going to show you here. Let's see. Because of this, X has been used as an abbreviation for Christ very early in Christianity. The so-called Jesus fish symbol comes from an acronym that incorporates X as a stand-in for Christ. I don't know, Ixoye is the Greek word for fish, but early Christians used it as shorthand for Jesus Christ, Son of God, Savior. But, okay, now, let's see Mr. Elon masking tape. Yeah, he's the builder of that. I just joking. Now, as we can see here, he rebranded the name Twitter and rebrands it as X. You know, what? Listen, the book of Revelation is full of symbols, you know, and metaphors. So, my thinking is this showing us something that's got to do with this? Because remember that next year, okay, in April the 8th, it will cross 7 years apart. Remember that 7 is the number of God, okay? Number of perfection. 7 years apart. 2017, 2024. There's another thing that's going to happen in 2024 that I'm going to show you now that's linked to this white horse of the apocalypse. Remember the 4 horses of the apocalypse? The white horse with a bow conquering. Okay, this is all related, maybe. Okay, why? Because the X has another meaning. Like you've heard it before, you know, X marks the spot for treasure hunters or for many things, even for delete. You know, when you delete it in your iPhone or you delete in the keyboard, it says the X, okay? So is this marking a place that something's gonna happen here? You imagine this. The last thing that we can imagine is Elon Musk presenting himself as the president of the United States. You imagine that? Many people thought Donald Trump was going to be president many years later. Eh? Come on. So he's the richest man on earth. He has a mind like Iron Man. Okay. He names his companies with this X. So is this trying to show us something? No, I know that I've said that Donald Trump presents himself in 2024. Just get everything into a bag and try and see. You know, when the months kept going and going, let's see in what direction all the information we have, you know, it's going. Because this letter X, for example, you go here to Madonna. She names her last album Madame X and wears X everywhere. You know, you imagine everybody's gonna follow this man with the X, this Elon Musk in tape. See, who is this man? Many people say that he's a reptilian, he's this, he's that. So actually, when I saw, I wasn't going to do a video of the X. I was seeing it, guys, when this came out. This is X. I'm seeing X everywhere. And you know me about the eclipse. And the X, that's just months away next year. And in this October the 14th, there's a lunar eclipse. Okay? When you see this cross here, there's a lunar eclipse that's going to pass through here. And when you see this, it looks like an A. Let me show you this. Exactly like that A. Doesn't? Look at this. Watch it again. See? And look at this. Is it the same? Well, this is the Aleph, the first Hebrew word. See, Jesus Christ said that he was the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the last, the word. See, in Greek, the Alpha and the last is the Omega. Remember? This is exactly the same. So is this confirming something? Is it confirming something that's going to happen here? No. They're saying that warning, as disease X could lead to civil unrest and food shortages. What if this is the beginning of all this? If you know what I mean. Because next year, there's a comet that's called the Millennium Falcon. I think I put it in my last video. Okay, really looks like the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars. And it's going to pass just weeks after that eclipse. After this. What? And listen to this. The book of Revelation talks about the 144,000 that God will elect. Okay? And listen to this. The comet will make its closest approach to the sun next year, passing about 144 million miles from Earth. See all these symbolic things, what is going on? One of the first trumpets is like John saw something of fire coming from the heavens. Let's put all these things together. What if? What if something? This is saying something. And I'm not putting dates. I'm not saying anything, Remember the river of Euphrates is drying up as well by 2040, And this, why does he name it the X? He's trying to show us something. Something's going to raise from here. Has he got to do something with it? And these are going to be all his followers, you know what I mean? I don't know. Because he actually means Christ. And we are awaiting the Antichrist, if you know what I mean. So is this the mark of the Antichrist? Because an X was used for Christ. So is this marking something? And does he got something to do with it? Wow. Let me show you. I have a picture of the Millennium Falcon rocket. Look at this. See? This is the comet. Look at that. Wow. Looks the same. In that same year. What is going on? Now something else will happen. Something else will happen. But I'm going to show you that by the horse of the apocalypse, okay? So we have this X going around. This is X. Elon Musk with his SpaceX. Now the X Twitter. What's going on with the X? How many people are changing the name to X? First letter X. This is something, listen, this is the A of the Hebrew alphabet. The Aleph, the bull. If you turn it around, see, these parts here are the horns of the bull. That's the Aleph. Represents God. See, affirming something because it is the A. You can see it perfectly. this disease X to civil unrest. No, what is going on? Huh? And now, this, I'm gonna show you. This, do not forget, his Neuralink, Mr. Brain Chip. So he has all this potential, about the chips, about this, about that. He's one of the richest men in the world. Actually, he's. No, he has a mind. What? Yeah, and apparently he's got lots of fans. Eh? Yeah. Now, what about the horse of the apocalypse? Look at this, please. Look at this, okay? A white horse. This is one of the first horse, okay? Has a bow, and a crown was given to him, and he went out conquering and to conquer. Okay? Now, a crown in Greek, because the Bible was written by the Septuagint in Greek first, crown in Greek means this, Stephanos. Okay? And the Stephanos, which means crown, see? Meaning red, crown. If you see the picture of the Stephanos crown, this. You see the same? You see the same around the map of the world. Eh? That's by the World Health Organization. Now, who else does this? The United Nations. See, they're gathering all the countries together. Okay? And what, apart from the crown, what is this? What is the crown made of? It's the olive branch. Look at this. The olive branch is a symbol of peace and victory associated with custom of ancient Greece and connected with its application to gods and persons in power. Eh? See? The symbol of peace. The olive branches. What? What is going on here? Huh? See? Consists of the emblem depicting the white azimuthal equidistant projection from the North Pole. So we have the color white, that crown. And what about the bow? See? He who sat on it, on the white horse, had the bow, but it doesn't say he had an arrow. No, what does a bow without an arrow means? It can actually mean this, a bow. God placed his bow in the clouds, and it was for a covenant between God and us. See? A bow. You don't see an arrow there. So that can mean a bow, a covenant. See? We are waiting the Antichrist will make a covenant, apparently from the book of Daniel, for 7 years. Yes? He will try and replicate what Jesus did when he came. That's what the Antichrist is going to do. So a bow that represents a covenant, and the crown. The crown actually means Stephanos. And you see the crown, the picture of the crown is exactly the same as the United Nations. See? And exactly the same as the World Health Organization. What? You know what I mean? And this disease X and this stuff. Listen. First, let's go back here. I'm going to show you something. Now, remember this. It happened the 23rd of September 2017, the same year as this. See? August the 21st, 2017. Now, please, remember, it's 7 years apart from the next one to make the X. X marks the spot, okay? Now there's another 7 years apart. It's from this date to the date that the United Nations, that has the Stephanos crown, see, they're trying to unite the nations to go in out and conquer. They want to conquer Russia. They want to control the world. You know. So look at this. They are planning to meet for a summit in New York. Okay, that year, 2024. See, 2024, marking something here, and the date is the 23rd of September 2024. 7 years to the date. No, 7 years to the date of the Revelation 12 sign. See, the woman with birth pains. So is this X, and this X's marking something, and is he involved? You know what I mean? And I'm saying, listen, I want these videos so people can know what's really going on. You imagine many of these things are true and get everybody offside, you know. And remember when I show Noah's Ark from Ron Wyatt, God chose Ron Wyatt for people to open their eyes with the archaeology. The Bible says in the places the Bible says, you know. So when I do those videos, for me those videos are more important than anything, to strengthen the faith of people that didn't believe this. Wait a minute, the Mountain of Moses, Noah's Ark, Sodom and Gomorrah, the cliff with the skull, Golgotha. What is going on here? But when I do these videos, is for you to have a look and open your eyes as well, for the time is reaching the end. Okay? And I'm not a teacher of eschatology, nothing to do with anything of that, you know, but when you put these things together, what is going on? You know, the word crown here. See, now I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals and heard one of the four living creatures saying with a voice like thunder, "Come and see." He was showing a vision to John in the book of Revelation. It wasn't a white horse that he was seeing physically with somebody there. No, it's a symbol. White horse who sat on it had a bow, a covenant, and a crown. Stephanos. See, that crown. It's the same here. The United Nations is uniting all nations together to fight Mr. Putin and to fight any. Start getting the picture. See? The book of Daniel says that then he shall confirm a covenant with many for 1 week. 1 week in the Old Testament is 7 years. Okay, a day for a year. So it's 7 years. 7 days in a week, it's 7 years. But in the middle of the 7 years, he shall bring an end to sacrifice and offering. Actually, this verse means when Jesus came. See, Jesus, when he was baptized, and he started his ministry, okay, after the baptism with John the Baptist. That's when his covenant started. You know, but half in the middle of it is when he got crucified. So the time when he started his ministry was about 27 BC, not 27 AD, sorry. So if you get those 7 years, split it in half, it's 27, 28, 29, 30 is about that age when Jesus was crucified. But in the middle of the week, he shall bring an end to sacrifice and offerings. See? No more lambs had to be sacrificed in the Ark of the Covenant. He was the ultimate. See? And the wing of abomination shall be for one who makes desolate, even until the consummation which is determined is poured out on the desolate. So apparently, this Antichrist is going to try and replicate this. Okay? Well, this beast and the Antichrist and the four horsemen, those are everything that's related to Revelation. It's not just the Antichrist, you know, and the false prophet. No, it's not. See, this is talking about the four horsemen of the apocalypse. And what happens in the middle? The start of the Great Tribulation. But the Bible talks about the day of a great tribulation that the world hasn't seen it since the beginning of its creation. And that's what they call Armageddon. you know, the war of Armageddon, the last war, you know. So look at this, the crown, okay, which I showed you, Stephanos. See, a crown was given to him. See, a crown, a Stephanos, see, a Stephanos. Crown was given to him, and it means the olive branch is a symbol of peace. See, this is the symbol of peace. Now, what did Noah do? What did Noah do when he sent the bird, the second bird? Yes, with the olive branch in the mouth. See? And God placed a bow to make a covenant. See the olive branch here? That means Stephanos, the crown, and a bow, they're making a new covenant. See? They are making a new covenant with all the countries together. Wow. Listen, I don't care what comes my way. At least if this is going to be for something and for people later on, or something comes or something happens, you were prepared. You learned something or whatever. I don't mind. People still don't believe that when God is with you, nobody can be against you. He's the most one of all. They can make anything to my flesh, anything. But my spirit belongs to God. And that's how He made us. He made us half of this earth and half divine. Because we, the body is made of the earth, of His creation, and our spirit is made by Him. We have peace of God inside. That's why we are the temple. Wow. So I don't know if I said it well, or if not, I just want people to open their eyes, okay? And just look out for this stuff that's going on. This X, this, the United Nations going on. So I'm just checking, see if I've left anything out, you know. Just remember, this A is exactly as that. Is that a confirmation about this? You know, and all the X's. What is going on, Miss Madame X? Yeah, living like a prayer. No? That's Bon Jovi, sorry. And this summit they're having. See, they're having a covenant for the future. United all nations. The United Nations. Oh, yeah. See, they're holding the peace talks. Yeah. The World Health Organization, they all have this Stephanos crown. See? Stephanos crown. Stephanos means crown. Stephanos. And a crown and a Stephanos was given to him. Not to him. This is a symbol. No, it's talking also about a beast. It's not a beast. No. Oh, please, watch out for all this. You know, the dove and the olive branch serve to tell Noah a time of peace and deliverance has come. You know, Paul warned us at the end of times, when you hear peace and safety, sudden destruction that cometh upon the earth. So, peace. And what they doing, the United Nations is going out to conquer. They're conquering all the countries. Now they want Sweden in it. Now they want to put Ukraine in it, Poland, and all the countries that are now in the United Nations, in the UN. Yeah, NATO. All these countries. They all have the same crown. Stephanos. That means crown in Greek. And you can watch it by Mr. Nelson Walters, and I'm going to show you right now who he is, because I've learned him from him. Ever going to take no credit by myself. And we're seeing the fires in Hawaii. It's terrible, eh? It's terrible, but yet again, awesome. This man, Nelson Walters. So I encourage everybody to subscribe to him.
If you think that I don't eat
really good Bible teacher.
carbs, you're wrong. If
And
you
mainly
think that I
about
spend
end
3
times.
hours
But it doesn't mean that he's right. I just get the information of everybody, but this one, wow, this one really got me. But he's a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant man. It's him, Nelson Walters, Bible teacher. And he's brilliant. So, people, I really, really, really thank you all. Okay? Really, really thank you all for all the comments and everything, all the support. Listen, if I imagine, I always imagine that if I'm really, really being called to be an ambassador here and try and talk to my people, oh wow, listen, I give a huge hug to the 30,000 inside my body right now. You know? I'm feeling right happy, very happy. Yeah. Anybody who wants to listen, if you're a woman, whatever you are, you know, I'm okay. I'm married. Listen, hey, let's trust. Let's trust here. I can go with anybody. Have a tea. Have a it's no problem. It's no problem. So hey, catch you all later. Alligator. God bless you all, and God bless every single second of your breath, of every Gibraltarian and any person that I meet around the world. Please, as you can see, I'm not a Kent Hovind, talking. I speak with my heart, okay? Love you all, and peace, like the dove.